Dear listeners, welcome to this peaceful night. We're about to embark on a journey through time, back to the ancient and mysterious land of ancient Egypt. Please take a deep breath, relax your mind and body, and let your thoughts flow gently, like the waters of the Nile, carrying you into a world filled with wisdom and tranquility. Imagine yourself standing on the banks of the Nile River thousands of years ago. The air is fragrant with the scent of earth and freshwater plants. In the next chapter, we'll turn our gaze to the ancient Egyptian night sky to explore the secrets of the stars that guided their understanding of time and how they became an important component of the miraculous clock's design inspiration. Dear listeners, now let's shift our gaze from the tranquil Nile to the boundless night sky. Please take another deep breath, feel the stillness around you, and let your thoughts wander as if strolling across ancient dunes, gazing up at that Egyptian night sky twinkling with countless secrets. Imagine thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt. There were no dazzling city lights, no noisy worldly distractions. When the sun dipped below the horizon, the entire world was enveloped in a deep blue veil. Then, one by one, stars began to sparkle across the heavens. They were like diamonds set on black velvet, forming a grand and mysterious tapestry. For the ancient Egyptians, this night sky was more than just a beautiful sight. It was a giant clock, a wordless book, holding endless wisdom that guided their lives. The ancient Egyptians were natural observers. Day after day, year after year, they tracked the movements of celestial bodies. They learned to identify familiar constellations, the belt of Orion, the sparkle of Sirius, and many other ancient star groups we might have forgotten today. The cyclical appearance and disappearance of these stars became crucial for planning their agricultural activities and religious ceremonies. For instance, the heliacal rising of Sirius, known as Sobdet, signaled the imminent arrival of the Nile's flood, a most important moment in their year. They didn't just observe, they pondered. They discovered that different stars appeared in different positions in the sky during different seasons and months. Within this seemingly chaotic motion lay profound regularity. They gradually developed a calendar system based on stellar movements. While not as precise as modern calendars, it was remarkably sophisticated for its time. They even drew simple star maps, marking important stars and constellations in the sky for teaching and preservation. These ancient star maps, perhaps carved on temple walls or drawn on papyrus, represented the ancient Egyptians' earliest understanding of cosmic order. These charts were not just scientific records. They were a philosophical reflection on the universe. They believed that the regularity of celestial movements was a manifestation of divine will, a symbol of eternal cosmic order. Therefore, observing the stars wasn't just about accumulating knowledge, it was an act of reverence and faith. On long nights, as people gathered around bonfires, listening to elders tell stories of the stars, children would gaze up curiously, trying to identify the twinkling points of light. They would feel a profound sense of tranquility, a connection with the universe. Under the vast starry sky, personal worries seemed insignificant, replaced by boundless imagination and anticipation of future patterns. It was this deep understanding of stellar regularity that provided an important theoretical foundation for the miraculous clock we're about to discuss. That ancient Egyptian inventor was not just a clever craftsman, but also an astronomer with profound insights into the night sky. He combined the secrets of the stars with the pulse of the Nile, attempting to create a miraculous device that could mimic the universe's workings and foretell the passage of time. Now, please close your eyes and imagine yourself lying in the Egyptian desert, surrounded by silence. Only a gentle breeze rustles the sand, making a faint sound. Above you is the boundless starry sky, with millions of stars twinkling, so distant yet so clear. You can feel the starlight, traveling across billions of years, gently falling upon you. Your breathing becomes soft and even, blending into this ancient tranquility. In this contemplation, we seem to touch the ancient Egyptians' primal perception of time, the guidance of the stars, and the light of wisdom. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the story of Orion, the inventor with an extraordinary dream, and how he began to transform this ancient wisdom into the initial concept for the miraculous clock. Dear listeners, after experiencing the life-giving breath of the Nile and the mysterious whispers of the stars, let's now focus on a specific individual, A gentle breeze caresses your face, bringing a cool touch. As far as the eye can see, this majestic river winds its way like the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, nourishing the oasis on both sides. You can see simple wooden boats floating on the water, carrying fishermen and their catches. In the distance, you hear the joyful laughter of children, mingling with the gentle murmur of the river. In the hearts of the ancient Egyptians, the Nile was more than just a river. Please gently close your eyes, or simply relax your gaze, and let your thoughts follow me into the inner world of an ancient Egyptian inventor. He is Arya. Arya was not of royal lineage, nor a prominent priest. He might have been merely a clever artisan, a thoughtful observer, or a dreamer who sought answers in the night sky. He might have been born in a small village on the banks of the Nile, accustomed from childhood to the ebb and the flow of the river, to the unchanging constancy of the night stars. He was filled with curiosity about these natural phenomena, not just observing, but deeply pondering the regularities behind them. Imagine Arya's workshop, perhaps a simple shed, but filled with various tools for observation and experimentation. On countless peaceful nights, when others had succumbed to sleep, Arya might still have been alone, sitting by the Nile, or in his humble workshop. He might have tried shaping various vessels from clay, observing the flow rate of water. He might have suspended a weight from a string, feeling the rhythm of its swing. He might have drawn star maps on the sand, trying to find the precise trajectories of moving stars. In his mind, two grand concepts constantly revolved: the rhythm of the Nile and the cycles of the stars. He knew deeply what the Nile's inundation meant to the ancient Egyptians. It wasn't just a flood, it was a gift of life, a promise of abundance. But at the same time, it brought uncertainty. He often wondered, how wonderful would it be if people could accurately know in advance when the flood would arrive and when it would recede? Farmers could plan planting and harvesting more precisely. Fishermen could set sail more safely, and the entire village could avoid unnecessary losses. And the stars in the night sky brought him endless inspiration. He noticed that the appearance of certain stars always coincided with specific seasons and climates. He thought, how good would it be if there was a way to transform these visible natural phenomena into a quantifiable, predictable indicator? His dream was not just to build a simple timepiece, but to construct a premonitory clock that could synchronize with the pulse of the universe. Arya might have spent years, alone, quietly conducting his research and experiments. He might have encountered countless setbacks, trying various failed designs. Perhaps he traveled thousands of miles to find the most suitable materials. Perhaps he stayed up all night for a single precise marking. But his thirst for knowledge and his belief in helping his fellow people sustained his relentless pursuit. His dream, like the flow of the Nile, though sometimes slow, never ceased. The miraculous clock he envisioned was far more than a simple hourglass or sundial. He hoped it could operate autonomously, precisely indicate time, and, most importantly, predict the future. He wanted it to be like a silent sage, offering guidance when people were bewildered and solace when they were anxious. This pursuit of wisdom, reverence for nature, and concern for human well-being collectively formed Arya the inventor's most moving qualities. Now, please close your eyes, or gaze at a distant point, and let your breathing become deeper and slower. Can you feel Arya's profound curiosity for the unknown? That unwavering desire to integrate the secrets of the universe into human life. Imagine him in his humble workshop late at night, under the faint light of an oil lamp, with his wise hands, sketching designs again and again, adjusting components. It was a pure and beautiful dream, quietly sprouting in the currents of time, destined to bloom into a miraculous flower. In this tranquil imagination, we feel the ancient Egyptians' profound dedication to wisdom, and we are gently prepared to unveil the mystery of the miraculous clock. In the next chapter, we will delve into the interior of this miraculous clock, to listen to the melody of water droplets, feel its intricate construction, and how it began to play the music of time. Dear listeners, we've imagined the whispers of the Nile, felt the secrets of the stars, and stepped into Arya the inventor's dream. It was a gift from the gods, the source of life, and the very foundation upon which their entire civilization depended. Each year's flood was like a sacred baptism, bringing fertile soil to the barren land, nurturing the crops to come. When the floodwaters receded and the fertile land emerged, that was the color of hope, signaling the start of a new planting season. The Nile's cyclical changes were deeply etched into the memory of the ancient Egyptians, shaping their perception of time. Now, please prepare yourselves, as we will together unveil the mystery of the miraculous clock, delving into its interior to feel the melody of water droplets and the ancient ingenuity it contains. Please gently close your eyes and let your thoughts, with my calm narration, sink into the heart of this miracle. Imagine that this water clock might not have been like the mechanical clocks we see today, made of gears and hands. It was more like a fusion of art and engineering, filled with the ancient Egyptians' profound understanding of natural laws. It might have been made of multiple layers of finely polished stone or clay, stacked in tiers, like a miniature obelisk, standing in a quiet corner of a temple or within a specially built pavilion. Its surface might have been carved with hieroglyphs, recording the trajectories of stars or depicting scenes of the Nile, every detail imbued with ancient wisdom. The core of this clock lay in the use of water. Imagine a large reservoir at the very top, with water drawn from the Nile, clear and pure. At the bottom of the reservoir, there might have been one or more extremely small outlets, precisely calculated and polished, ensuring that each droplet of water fell at a constant rate. Imagine when the first droplet of water fell from the outlet, gently touching the container below. The faint tick-tock sound was the prelude to the miraculous clock beginning to play its music. The water droplets would fall and collect in a container on a lower level. This container might have been designed as a graduated bowl, and as the water level gradually rose, it would drive a clever internal flow mechanism. This flow might have been connected to a slender rod, the top of which was connected to the time-indicating component. As the flow slowly rose with the water level, the marks on the rod would point to the time markings etched on the outer wall. These markings might not have been simple numbers. They could have corresponded to different hours of the day, or even marked specific stellar positions or agricultural activity nodes. But even more astonishingly, this clock didn't just tell time, it could also predict. Warrior might have incorporated a complex diversion system and multiple water chambers into his design. When the flood season arrived and the Nile's water level rose, through cleverly designed inlets, more water would flow into certain specific areas within the water clock, thereby altering the rate of water droplet descent or triggering an internal mechanism. This change in water flow would cause the indicator to move at a different speed or change the marking it displayed, thus foretelling the arrival of the Nile's inundation or other significant natural changes. Imagine a peaceful night, when the whole world was asleep, only this miraculous clock was silently working in the dark. Can you hear the regular and gentle sound of water droplets? One after another, they are the footsteps of time, the pulse of the universe. Each drop of water carries the wisdom of the ancient Egyptians and their pursuit of water. This sound, like a natural lullaby, could soothe restless minds and guide people into deep meditation. This miraculous clock, its internal structure did not rely on complex gear trains, but ingeniously utilized the gravity, buoyancy, and precise fluid mechanics of water. Its operation depended on natural forces, existing in harmony with the environment. It was like a miniature universe, with its internal water flow and movements mimicking the ebb and flow of the Nile and the movement of the stars, presenting intangible time in a tangible way. Now, please close your eyes and feel the rhythmic sound of water droplets echoing in your ears. That's not just the sound of water, it's the breath of time, the whisper of wisdom. Let this ancient rhythm gently envelop you, taking away all your fatigue and worries. In your mind, the intricacy and wisdom of this miraculous clock are slowly unfolding. It is so stable, so serene. In this tranquility brought by the sound of water droplets and intricate construction, we anticipate another wonder of the miraculous clock revealed at night. In the next chapter, we will explore the dance of light and shadow, feeling the faint glow emitted by the water clock at night, and how it became a guardian of the night. They observed the river's ebb and flow, feeling the changing seasons. Gradually, they began to ponder, what exactly is time? It's unseen and intangible, yet it governs everything. They yearned to understand it, predict it, and even harness it. This exploration of time wasn't just for survival. It was humanity's inherent pursuit of order and regularity. Dear listeners, we have deeply explored the intricate internal structure of the miraculous clock and listened to the rhythmic melody of water droplets. Now, please gently close your eyes, or simply relax your gaze, and let your thoughts, with my calm narration, feel another marvelous sight revealed by this ancient clock as night falls. Imagine, as the sun's brilliance completely fades below the horizon, stars begin to twinkle in the deep blue sky. The ancient Egyptian villages gradually settle into quietude, and people drift into sweet slumber. Yet, in this stillness, the miraculous clock begins to emit a faint and mysterious glow. This glow isn't the flickering of fire, nor the wavering of an oil lamp. It might be a soft, internal luminescence. Where did this faint glow come from? Perhaps Ariel considered this in his initial design. It could have been a special mineral powder, applied to key parts of the water clock, absorbing daylight and slowly releasing it in the darkness. Or perhaps, it was simply moonlight or starlight, filtering through temple arches or pavilion windows, falling precisely onto the water clock's meticulously polished surface, reflecting a silvery white or bluish glow. Whatever its source, this faint light was so gentle, steady, unassuming yet powerful. As night deepened, this faint glow became especially significant. It was like a silent guardian, offering people unspoken guidance and solace in the darkness. For those keeping watch at night, or for anyone who happened to wake from sleep, the faint glow emitted by the water clock was the imprint of time. It reminded them that time was still gently flowing, and life was still calmly continuing. This light could dispel inner unease, bringing a profound sense of security. Imagine a priest on night watch, perhaps sitting by the water clock, gazing at its faint glow. He would see that, as the water level changed, the markings on the clock slowly move within the halo of light, indicating each passing moment. This light was not just a manifestation of time, it was also a symbol of hope. It foretold the coming of a new day, the receding of the Nile's flood, or its imminent arrival. It allowed people to feel the presence of order even in darkness, to perceive the clarity of the future. In the ancient Egyptians' beliefs, light was intimately connected with life, truth, and order. The faint glow of the miraculous clock was thus endowed with sacred meaning. It could have been a manifestation of divine wisdom, a revelation of cosmic regularity. People would pray, ponder, or simply rest quietly in its light. This light could cleanse the dust from the soul, making thoughts pure and serene. It was like a silent cradle, gently swaying, transforming all anxiety and unease into calm breaths. Now, please close your eyes and feel the faint glow, as if radiating from a distant past. It's not harsh, but gentle, like the first rays of dawn, or the brightest star in the night sky, carrying ancient wisdom and boundless comfort. Let this light gently settle deep within your consciousness, warming your heart. Your breathing becomes increasingly steady, your body increasingly relaxed, as if completely enveloped by this tranquil luminescence. In this tranquility guarded by faint light, we are about to experience the core function of the miraculous clock. In the next chapter, we will explore the whispers of prophecy, feeling how the water clock accurately predicted the Nile's ebb and flow, and its profound impact on the ancient Egyptians. Dear listeners, we have explored the intricate design of the miraculous clock and felt the faint glow it emitted at night. Now, we will delve into the most astonishing aspect of this ancient device, how it became the prophet of ancient Egyptian civilization. Please continue to breathe deeply, letting your thoughts flow calmly and profoundly like the waters of the Nile. Imagine, in ancient Egypt, an era without weather satellites or modern hydrological monitoring, the Nile's flood was both a blessing of life and a potential threat. Each year, as the sun rose again and the river waters slowly began to swell, all of Egypt held its breath. They yearned to know, would this year's flood arrive on time? Would it bring enough fertile soil, or would it be too fierce, destroying their homes? In an era without precise timekeeping instruments, the ancient Egyptians could only perceive time through experience and keen observation of nature. The sun rose in the east and set in the west, bringing the alternation of light and darkness. The moon waxed and waned, establishing the rhythm of the night. And the Nile's floods were their most important time marker. It was this longing for an unknown future that prompted Aurea to design the core function of the miraculous clock, the precise prediction of the Nile's ebb and flow. The miraculous clock did more than simply tell time. Through a clever mechanism, it established a subtle connection with the changing water levels of the Nile. Imagine, perhaps at the base of the water clock, there was a hidden channel connected to the Nile. When the Nile's water level began to rise, water would flow through this channel at an extremely minute but perceptible rate into a specific chamber within the water clock. The changing water level inside this chamber would then, through a series of precise floats and lever systems, affect the rate of water droplet descent, or also how the indicator was displayed on the dial. When the indicator on the water clock pointed to a special symbol, or when the rhythm of the water droplets subtly changed, the priests and farmers of ancient Egypt would immediately understand that the Nile's inundation season was approaching. This wasn't just an abstract number, it was a tangible prophecy. People would prepare in advance, driving livestock to higher ground, reinforcing homes, and getting farming tools ready. This ability to foresee the future was like injecting a powerful sense of security into the entire civilization. Similarly, when the water clock's indicator foretold that the flood was about to recede, or showed the optimal time for planting crops, people would enthusiastically engage in their labor, filled with hope. This precise guidance greatly improved the efficiency and success rate of agricultural production. It meant fewer famines, more bountiful harvests, and a more stable society. The miraculous clock became a bridge connecting humanity with nature, and the present with the future. This whisper of prophecy was not just a technological breakthrough. It was also a manifestation of the ancient Egyptians' philosophy of harmonious coexistence with nature. They didn't try to conquer nature, but rather strive to understand it and adapt to its rhythms. The miraculous clock was the embodiment of this philosophy. It translated complex astronomical phenomena and hydrological patterns into simple, intuitive indicators, allowing ordinary people to share in the benefits of this wisdom. Imagine, on a night when the inundation season was about to begin, the villagers gathered around the miraculous clock. Its faint glow gently illuminated their faces, and the water droplets made a regular, steady sound. When the clock's pointer moved to the mark indicating flood approaching, even if it was calm outside, a deep sense of calm filled people's hearts. This calm came from trust in ancient wisdom, from a clear foreknowledge of the future. Now, please close your eyes and feel the tranquility brought by clear foresight. Let your breathing become deeper, and your body completely relax. Imagine you are an ancient Egyptian, protected by this miraculous clock, no longer anxious about the unknown, but confidently embracing nature's bounty. This tranquility, like clear river water, washes away all your worries. The powerful function of the miraculous clock made it more than just a tool. It became part of the society's spiritual life. In the next chapter, we will delve into its profound significance as a guardian of time in ancient Egyptian society. Dear listeners, we have explored the mysteries of the miraculous clock and felt its power to foresee the future. Now, let's broaden our perspective and understand the profound role this ancient device played in ancient Egyptian society. Please continue to relax your mind and body, letting your thoughts, like the gentle breeze on the Nile, softly sweep across the tapestry of history. The miraculous clock was not merely a timekeeping instrument, nor just a divining tool. It gradually became a symbol of order, wisdom, and divinity in ancient Egyptian society. It might have been placed in the central position of a temple, or in a secluded part of the pharaoh's palace, guarded and revered with the highest respect. Its existence signified a wisdom beyond ordinary mortals, an ability to resonate in harmony with the cosmos. For ordinary people, the presence of the miraculous clock brought regularity to life. They divided the year into 3 main seasons based on the arrival and recession of the floods: the inundation season, the planting season, and the harvest season. This concept of time, intimately connected with nature, was their unique wisdom. However, the Nile's temperament could sometimes be unpredictable. Floods that arrived too early or too late, or with too much or too little water, could bring disaster. It helped them plan their farming, religious rituals, trade, and even rest periods. When everyone followed the guidance of the same clock, the entire society could operate more efficiently and orderly. It made people feel that their lives were synchronized with the pulse of the universe, guided and protected by a higher power. This common reference point could greatly unite people, making them feel strength and solidarity when facing nature's challenges. On a religious level, the miraculous clock might have been regarded as a divine gift. Ancient Egyptians believed that the gods manifested their will through the movement of the stars and the ebb and flow of the Nile. The miraculous clock, by interpreting these wills and translating intangible cosmic laws into understandable information, undoubtedly strengthened people's faith and reverence for the gods. Priests might have performed special rituals around the water clock, interpreting its indications and conveying this information to the populace. Every precise prediction from it was like a divine manifestation, deepening people's piety and trust. At the same time, the miraculous clock also symbolized the transmission of knowledge and wisdom. Its manufacturing techniques, operating principles, and profound understanding of astronomy and hydrology represented the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian civilization. Only a select few sages and artisans could understand and maintain it. It became a center for learning and research, attracting those curious about the mysteries of nature. Through the maintenance and observation of the water clock, ancient wisdom was passed down through generations, constantly deepening. Imagine, on an important festival day, people from all directions would flock to the sacred place where the miraculous clock was housed. They might bring offerings from their harvest, carrying devout prayers. In the soft glow and rhythmic sound of the water droplets, they felt a solemn yet tranquil atmosphere. The water clock, like a silent sage, witnessed the rise and fall of ancient Egypt, protecting the people of this land. Its presence made time no longer an abstract concept, but something tangible, audible, and visible, becoming the most reliable anchor in people's lives. This dependence and trust were not only reflected in agriculture or religious rituals. Every night, as people drifted into dreams with hopes for tomorrow, they knew that somewhere, that miraculous clock was still quietly working, guarding the passage of time and foretelling a bright future. This silent guardianship filled their dreams with peace and hope. Now, please close your eyes and let your thoughts immerse themselves in this tranquility guarded by ancient wisdom. Feel that peace brought by order, faith, and knowledge. Your breathing becomes even and deep, your body completely relaxed. You can almost feel the profound emotional connection between the ancient Egyptians and the miraculous clock of trust and serenity that transcends language and time. The story of the miraculous clock is nearing its end, but in the next chapter, we will reflect on its eternal legacy and how it continues to whisper ancient wisdom in our dreams. Dear listeners, your journey through the miraculous clock of ancient Egypt is coming to a close. We have together experienced the life-giving whispers of the Nile, explored the ancient secrets of the stars, stepped into Uriah the inventor's dream, touched the intricate construction of the water clock, felt its faint glow at night, and listened to its miraculous prophecies foretelling the future. We have also understood its profound significance in ancient Egyptian society. Now, please gently close your eyes and let your thoughts, like ancient echoes, reverberate slowly in the depths of time. The miraculous clock, it may have vanished into the dust of history with the passage of time. Perhaps its components were dismantled, its stones used to build new structures, or perhaps it lies deeply buried beneath the desert, awaiting rediscovery one day. However, while its physical form may no longer exist, the spirit and wisdom it represented will never fade. Therefore, the ancient Egyptians urgently needed a more precise way to predict these crucial natural events so they could prepare in advance, ensure a bountiful harvest every time, and guarantee the stability of their entire society. This desire for prediction was as profound as their reverence for life itself. They hoped to possess some power that could foretell the future, bringing them inner peace. It symbolizes humanity's curiosity about the unknown, its pursuit of order, and its understanding of harmonious coexistence with nature. It teaches us that even in an era without modern technology, humans can, through wisdom, observation, and diligence, create astonishing miracles. The story of the miraculous clock is an allegory of how humanity strove to understand the universe they inhabited, how they synchronized with nature's rhythms, and how they saw peace and guidance within it. This precise grasp of time, foreknowledge of the future, and respect for natural laws have all become precious legacies of ancient Egyptian civilization. They didn't just impact agriculture and daily life back then. They more profoundly shaped the ancient Egyptians' worldview and values. In later civilizations, the study of timekeeping and prediction never ceased, and the principles of the miraculous clock might have, in an intangible way, sown the seeds for future scientific development. Imagine, even today, when you recall the rhythmic sound of the miraculous clock's water droplets, its faint glow at night, and its miraculous ability to predict the Nile's ebb and flow, do you not also feel a profound sense of calm? This calm comes from the longing for certainty, from the appreciation of order, and from the admiration for human ingenuity. Now, please let this calm, like a warm tide, gently wash over your heart. Feel your body becoming lighter, your breathing becoming even and deep. You no longer need to think, to analyze, just completely relax. Your consciousness, as if transformed into a clear droplet of water, floats gently within the miraculous clock, following the rhythm of the water's flow. Let the whispers of ancient wisdom accompany you into sweet dreams. You might dream of the gentle ripples of the Nile, of stars twinkling in the night sky, of that miraculous clock silently operating in its faint glow. May its rhythmic water droplets be the most gentle lullaby in your dreams, and may its guarding light illuminate every corner of your slumber. Good night, dear listeners. May you be gently embraced by the whispers of ancient wisdom tonight, and have sweet dreams. Against this backdrop, a grand dream quietly began to sprout to create a device that could understand and foresee time. It wouldn't just indicate the present, but also predict the distant future, helping people synchronize with the pulse of the Nile and resonate with the movement of the stars. This was the initial concept for the miraculous clock of ancient Egypt, born from a deep reverence for the Nile and an unending exploration of the mysteries of time. Now, please close your eyes and imagine yourself lying on the soft sands by the Nile. The river water gently laps at the shore, making a rhythmic sound. You can feel the warmth of the sand beneath you, and the breeze brushes your face, carrying the scent of distant reeds. Your breathing becomes synchronized with the pulse of this land, slow and deep. In this tranquility, we seem to hear the ancient Egyptians' first whispers of time, the budding of wisdom, and the prelude to a miracle. Nightfall, like a soft, black velvet cloth, gently, little by little, rises from the distant horizon, tenderly covering this ancient, undeveloped forest. The last golden gleam of sunlight reluctantly slips from the tallest treetops, then vanishes. The world, at this moment, seems to hit a mute button. All the commotion gradually quiets down. An overture to a night in an ancient forest. Next, we will explore more secrets of this forest, listen to its unique breath, and feel its endless vitality. Now, please continue to immerse yourself in this tranquility. Let your breath synchronize with the forest's breath, and let your heartbeat resonate with the pulse of the earth. Night has fully descended. The forest is enveloped in a deep blue. In such stillness, the wind becomes the most active dancer and the gentlest singer. What you hear now is no longer the occasional gust or rush of the day, but the soft whisper of the wind as it weaves through the leaves. That sound is like countless tiny hands gently rubbing, or countless ethereal spirits murmuring softly. Close your eyes and feel the sound of the wind. It's not singular, it carries rich layers. You might first hear a distant, the rustle, which could be the wind passing over tall, distant conifer forests. Pine needles are dense and tough. As the wind moves through them, it creates a continuous, gentle swoosh like ocean waves. That sound carries an ancient, drawn-out rhythm, as if the pine forest is telling stories of millennia, witnessing the changing seasons, the birth and death of countless lives. This sound is so steady, so rhythmic, like an endless lullaby, drawing you into a deep meditation. As the wind approaches, you begin to distinguish more detailed sounds. Perhaps nearby, a broadleaf forest is gently trembling. White leaves sway in the wind, rubbing against each other, producing a crisper, more playful rustle. This sound is like the hushed whispers of children at play, or a string of crystal-clear notes, gently dancing in the night sky. You can even imagine each leaf dancing on its own, swaying gently or trembling rapidly with the rhythm of the wind, each friction producing a unique and tiny sound. These sounds converge to form a symphony played by nature. It has no fixed melody, but is full of vitality. Listen more closely, and you might catch even more specific sounds. The bamboo groves growing by the stream, for example, produce a rustling sound in the night wind that is so elegant. Bamboo leaves are long and tough. When the wind brushes past, they create a hush-hush soft sound with a unique resilience and elasticity. This sound carries an Eastern Zen quality, as if it can cleanse the soul and bring a sense of transcendence from worldly concerns. It reminds you of bamboo shadows swaying under the moon, so refined and so peaceful. And the ancient trees, weathered by time, their breathing sounds are even deeper. These trees, with their thick trunks and narrow branches, some dating back hundreds or even thousands of years, when the wind blows through them, it's not just the rustling of leaves. You can almost hear their sturdy branches subtly twisting, making a low, frictional sound. This sound is like an old sage, seasoned by life, murmuring softly, recounting the passage of time and the changes of the earth. They may have witnessed countless sunrises and sunsets, countless storms and snows. They are the guardians of this forest and the chroniclers of history. Their murmurs carry a sense of weight that transcends time, instilling a strange solemnity and reverence. Sometimes, the wind suddenly becomes more playful. It might stir up a small whirlwind, causing the leaves to make a brief, hurried sound. But soon, it returns to calm, continuing its gentle, rhythmic whisper. This change in pace is like the heartbeat of the forest, sometimes quickening, sometimes slowing, but always maintaining a natural balance. You don't need to understand the meaning of these sounds. You just need to feel their presence, feel the vitality they bring. The whisper of the wind is the main background music of the forest at night. It's not oppressive, not intrusive. It simply exists quietly, accompanying you. It makes you feel gently enveloped, as if you are in a vast, natural acoustic space. Every tiny rustle, every long murmur, is like a silent massage for your body and mind, helping you relax tense nerves and soothe tired muscles. At this moment, you might feel the wind gently brushing your hair, carrying the dampness and freshness of the forest. It seems to be telling you to let go of everything and just listen. Listen to the rustling whispers among the leaves. Listen to the deep murmurs of the ancient trees. You feel that the daytime heat in the air is slowly dissipating, replaced by a cool, moist sensation that carries the fragrance of earth and the freshness of dewdrops, lightly brushing your face, as if the forest is issuing a silent invitation. As the light diminishes, your eyes begin to adjust to this subtle shift from bright to dark. The once clearly visible tree outlines now become blurred and poetic. The towering tree shadows merge into a deep, mysterious silhouette in the dusk. Let these sounds penetrate every cell of your being. Let them cleanse your thoughts, and let them lead you into a deeper level of peace. These sounds are the breath of the forest and the pulse of the earth. They tell you that life never stops. It just exists in a gentler, more introverted way at night. When your breathing synchronizes with the whisper of the wind, you will find that your inner self becomes like this forest, calm and profound. It will lead you into an even more serene state, preparing you for the journey ahead. Amidst the wind's whispers and the rustling of leaves, the ancient forest at night holds another layer of subtle life music. These are the tiny sounds of nocturnal animals, who, in their own way, add a lively hush to this silent forest. This hush is not noisy, but rather a vibrant, subtle sound that can only be captured in extreme quiet, full of life. Close your eyes and let your hearing become even more acute. You might first hear a rustling sound, which could come from the bushes not far from you. This sound is very light, very brief, like some small creature moving through grass or dry twigs. Perhaps it's a small field mouse, cautiously exploring in the dark, searching for food for the night. Perhaps it's a hedgehog, with its quills, slowly raking through fallen leaves, looking for insects. These sounds carry a sense of careful caution, yet they are also full of vital energy. They are so real, making you feel that you are sharing this forest night with these small creatures. If you are lucky, you might hear a slight rustle coming from a tree hollow. That could be an owl adjusting its posture, preparing for a night hunt. Or perhaps a squirrel turning over in its sleep, making a tiny sound. These sounds carry a sense of cozy domesticity, letting you imagine the lives of those creatures resting peacefully in the dark. They have found their home and their tranquility in the embrace of the forest. Further down, closer to the ground, you might hear the vibration of insect wings from within the grass. In summer, the chirping of crickets and katydids is the main melody of the night. They use their unique tones to add liveliness and vitality to the forest's night. Their calls sometimes rise and fall, forming a rhythmic chorus, as if they are having an endless live party. These sounds, though tiny, are full of tenacious vitality, telling you that even in darkness, life is still striving to bloom. Occasionally, you will also hear some sounds that are harder to catch. Perhaps a night moth, its wings gently flapping through the air, dancing under the moonlight. Perhaps a firefly, flickering on and off in the grass, emitting a faint light, and you can almost hear the slight flutter of its wings. These sounds carry a fragile and beautiful feeling. They are the spirits of the night, adding a poetic touch to the silence of the forest. And when all these sounds quiet down, you might hear a deeper silence. This silence is not empty. Rather, it is a tension-filled silence, containing countless life breaths waiting to be discovered. Your ears will become more sensitive. You might even hear the sound of your own blood flowing, the strong beat of your heart. This silence makes you appreciate that the night forest is a world where life thrives, yet is extremely introverted. These nocturnal creatures, in their unique ways, participate in the forest cycle of life. They forage, rest, and reproduce, embodying the miracle of life every moment. Their activities, though subtle, are crucial. They are an indispensable part of the forest ecosystem. Their existence makes the night of this ancient forest more complete and vibrant. By listening to these hidden footsteps and the hush in the silence, you feel as if you have entered the forest microcosm. You are no longer an observer, but integrated into it, becoming a part of this world. You perceive the subtlety and richness of life, and you feel that even in darkness, life continues to strive. This feeling brings you a deep sense of calm, because you realize that you, too, are a part of this grand web of life. These sounds are like lullabies played by nature, that gently soothe your soul. They allow you to let go of the day's agitation and anxiety, and shift your attention to subtle and beautiful things. You can almost see each tree adjusting its posture, ready to welcome the night. They are no longer individual entities illuminated by the sun, but rather form a vast, harmonious whole of sleeping yet vibrant green ocean. When vision becomes less important, other senses sharpen dramatically. Your ears begin to pick up subtle sounds you might not have noticed during the day. Is it the wind? When your thoughts are occupied by these sounds, your body and mind will achieve complete relaxation. You no longer need to think, only to feel and to listen. Let the subtle sounds of these nocturnal creatures guide you into sleep. They are so real, yet so serene. They will take you through the forest night, into a dream world full of vitality, yet utterly peaceful. Chapter 4. The Gift of Dew, the Sound of Droplets and the Cycle of Nourishment, or prox. For 1,000 words, night has deepened, and the forest air has become even more moist and cool. Under the glow of starlight and moonlight, you might see tiny sparkling points of light on leaves, grass blades, and even spider webs. These are the spirits of the night dewdrops quietly forming. At this moment, you will focus your attention on a crisper, more rhythmic sound, the sound of dew falling. This sound is not loud, but it is full of natural magic. Initially, you might only hear a sparse drop or two, like a gentle tap or a faint whisper. But as time passes, when the water vapor in the air has fully condensed and the dewdrops have grown sufficiently plump, their falling will become more frequent, forming a regular and beautiful melody. Feel the process of the droplets. The moist water vapor lingering in the air is the water left by plant transpiration during the day, and also the moisture slowly rising from the soil. As the temperature drops at night, this water vapor condenses into tiny water droplets on the surface of plants, on any cold object. They accumulate little by little, growing larger and larger, until, pulled by gravity, they can no longer cling to the leaf. Then comes the series of crisp drip-drop sounds. A single dewdrop, sliding from the edge of a broadleaf, gently falls onto a patch of moss below, making an extremely faint plop sound. This sound is so tiny that you have to concentrate intently to catch it. But when you do, you feel a sense of inexplicable satisfaction. Another drop might slide down a pine needle. Due to the needle's length and toughness, it might briefly pause at the tip as it slides, then drip drop into the grass below. This sound carries a sense of precise yet accidental beauty. And when dewdrops fall on different surfaces, the sound will vary. Falling on soil, the sound will be somewhat muffled and moist. On a hard stone, it will be a crisp echo. On another leaf, it will be a gentle pad. All these subtle differences collectively form the multi-layered symphony of falling dew, intertwining yet not interfering with each other, creating a wonderful harmony. This sound of dripping is so regular, yet so random. You cannot predict when the next drop of dew will fall, nor where it will land, but precisely because of this unpredictability, listening to it becomes even more captivating. You just need to wait patiently, waiting for the next drip drop, waiting for the next gift from nature. The falling of dew is not just a feast for the ears, but an embodiment of nature's nourishment and cycle. These seemingly insignificant water droplets moisturize every plant in the forest, providing essential water for tiny lives. They penetrate the soil, replenish groundwater, and become the source of rivers and streams. They are the fountain of life, the secret to the forest's flourishing. As you listen to the sound of dew falling, you can almost feel that sense of life being nourished. Your body, your mind, like those plants, become more plump and vibrant under the moistening of the dew. It brings a sense of cleanliness, a sense of renewal, as if all fatigue and negative emotions are being carried away by these clear droplets. This sound carries a pure tranquility. It has no emotional color. It's just a pure physical phenomenon, yet it can bring profound peace to the soul. It allows you to let go of all distracting thoughts and focus only on this simple drip drop sound. Each drop is like a gentle reminder that time is slowly flowing, and life is quietly continuing. You can even imagine the sparkling light of these dewdrops under the moonlight. They are like countless tiny diamonds embedded in every corner of the forest. When they fall, the light disappears, but their vitality has merged into the earth. This scene is so beautiful and zen-like. It makes you feel the endless cycle of life in nature. Let the sound of falling dew guide you into deep relaxation. Its regularity and purity will help your brain enter a meditative state. It starts to gently circle above the distant treetops, emitting a low, almost inaudible rustling sound, like an ancient song, or a long sigh from deep within the forest. This sound isn't harsh. Instead, it has a comforting magic, making you feel safe and enveloped. In your nostrils, the cool air carries richer scents. You no longer need to think about anything. Just listen quietly, feel quietly. Each drip drop seems to be gently telling you, let go, relax, everything is good. Feel this gift from nature. Feel this cycle that nourishes life. Let your breath become as clear and calm as the dewdrops, and let your heartbeat become as regular and stable as the falling drops. Amidst these dripping and dropping sounds, you will gradually enter a dream world full of tranquility and vitality. Night has deepened further, and the air around is filled with a unique and profound aroma. This is not the sweetness of flowers, nor the freshness of trees, but a more primitive, richer scent, the fragrance of the earth, mingled with the fresh scent of plants, together forming the unique breath of the ancient forest at night. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. What you first perceive might be that moist earthy smell. It's not like the dry, dusty smell of soil baked by the sun during the day, but rather it carries the freshness of after rain, as if the earth, after absorbing all day, has condensed all its essence and quietly released it at night. This scent carries a heavy yet nourishing feeling, telling you that the roots of life are deeply embedded in this soil. This fragrance of the earth is the accumulation of billions of years of life cycles. It contains decaying fallen leaves, withered branches, and the activities of countless microorganisms. These seemingly insignificant life processes have collectively created this unique aroma. It carries an ancient memory, as if it can take you back to primeval times, allowing you to feel the long passage of ages borne by this land. This scent is so real, so grounded. It makes you feel so intimately connected to the earth. Beyond the rich earth, you can distinguish the unique aromas of various plants. Scents that might have evaporated in the sunlight during the day are perfectly preserved and amplified in the moist night air. Perhaps it's the fresh and slightly pungent scent characteristic of coniferous trees, which becomes more pronounced at night, carrying a sense of clarity and calm. Or perhaps it's the damp moss, emitting a moist, slightly earthy fragrance, like a soft green carpet covering the forest floor. You might even catch the faint, sweet aroma released by some night-blooming plants. They remain unnoticed during the day, but release captivating fragrances at night, attracting nocturnal pollinators. These floral scents might be very subtle, but when you focus your attention, they will like gentle breezes, lightly brush through your nostrils, bringing a touch of unexpected sweetness and surprise. These scents intertwine, forming a complex olfactory tapestry. They are not single fragrances, but a multi-layered composite aroma. It lacks the intensity of artificial perfumes, possessing only the purest, most natural gifts from nature. With each breath, you can feel these scents changing. They are like a silent language, telling you the story of the forest. This olfactory experience is so immersive. It allows you to perceive not just with your eyes or ears, but with your entire being. These scents seem to penetrate your skin, enter your bloodstream, and cleanse your soul. They bring a deep sense of peace, a feeling of intimate connection with the source of life. The fragrance of the earth carries a primitive yet healing power. It reminds you how life grows from the earth and how it returns to the earth. It tells you that no matter how chaotic the outside world is, nature is always here, existing in its purest, most authentic form. It silently nourishes all life and silently soothes our souls. As you breathe in this ancient aroma, you can almost feel your breathing becoming deeper and steadier. Your body also begins to relax. Every cell absorbs this gift from the earth. This feeling is like lying on soft earth, gently embraced by the arms of the land. Let this fragrance of earth and plants be your guide into deep sleep. They are so real, so natural. They are not stimulating, only purely calming. They will lead you through the forest night, into a dream world full of natural scents, vitality, yet utterly peaceful. In this profound fragrance, you will find your ultimate tranquility. Night has fully enveloped the ancient forest, but it is not a pure darkness. On the contrary, under the illumination of moonlight and starlight, the forest begins to stage a silent dance of light and shadow. During the day, you might only smell some baked leaves, but now, the moist scent from deep in the earth, the rich aroma peculiar to decaying leaves, and the faint, sweet fragrance of some unknown night-blooming flowers begin to become clear. These smells blend together to form a unique aroma of the night forest, which is calm and profound, as if it can directly reach your inner self, washing away the day's fatigue and worries. Your skin can also feel this change. This shifting play of light and shadow is so delicate and poetic, transforming the forest into an earthly illusion, a dreamscape filled with mystery and tranquility. Look up at the sky. If it's a clear moonlit night, you will see the bright moonlight, like a layer of silvery gauze, gently spread over the forest. It penetrates through layers of tree canopy, casting dappled and swaying tree shadows on the ground. These tree shadows are no longer the distinct shapes of daytime, but have become blurred and abstract. They gently sway, stretch, and contract with the moon's movement and the gentle breeze, as if performing a silent dance. See, the tall trees, their branches outlined clearly and powerfully under the moonlight, while through the gaps in their leaves, tiny specks of silver light shine through. These light specks form a dancing pattern of light on the ground. They flicker on and off with the trembling of the leaves, like countless tiny fireflies playing on the ground. This dynamic interplay of light and shadow, far from disturbing the stillness, adds a touch of lively spirit. If the moonlight is obscured by thick clouds, then the stars will dominate the night sky. You will see countless stars, like diamonds, twinkling in the deep night sky. Their light, though faint, is full of power. Through the gaps between the leaves, you can glimpse those flickering star points, appearing and disappearing among the branches, as if they are secrets hidden deep within the forest. These starlights shroud the forest in a mysterious and serene veil, making you feel the vastness of the universe and your own smallness, thereby bringing a sense of profound peace. Sometimes, a gentle breeze blows, causing the tall trees to sway gently. At this moment, the dance of light and shadow becomes even more pronounced. The swaying of branches causes the shadows cast on the ground to rapidly change shape, from a blurry mass to elongated lines, then instantly twisting into peculiar patterns. This flowing light and shadow is like the breathing of the forest, rhythmic yet full of changes. They are so natural, so harmonious, you might even see some more subtle light and shadows, perhaps a solitary leaf, shimmering alone in the moonlight, its shadow gently trembling on a nearby tree trunk. Or perhaps a tiny shrub, its shadow appearing exceptionally slender and graceful under the starlight. These small light and shadows, though not as striking, are full of poetic details. This dance of light and shadow does not aim to capture your attention. It simply exists quietly. It needs no words, yet it can directly touch your soul. It shows you that even in darkness, beauty is everywhere. It makes you feel how nature, in its most pure and artistic way, displays its charm. As you immerse yourself in the dance of light and shadow, your thoughts also become light and ethereal. You no longer ponder concrete matters, but let your consciousness drift, dancing along with the swaying light and shadows. This state is a form of visual meditation. It helps your mind clear, allowing your spirit to relax completely. These lights and shadows are the visual feast the forest presents to you at night. There are no dazzling bright lights, only gentle glimmers. No harsh outlines, only blurred poetry. They are so serene, yet so captivating. They lead you into a dreamlike state, allowing you to feel the endless aesthetic charm of nature. Let this forest illusion under moonlight and starlight be your gateway to deep sleep. Let your eyes, half closed, half open, feel the gentle shifts of light and shadow. Let your soul, amidst this hazy beauty, find ultimate tranquility. In the gentle caress of light and the graceful sway of shadows, you will gradually sink into a dream filled with poetry and peace. Deep within the ancient forest, besides the whisper of the wind and the rustling of leaves, there is another sound, more clear and enduring, the murmur of water. This sound, encompassing both the gurgle of streams and the stillness of lakes, collectively adds a flowing tranquility to the forest night. Close your eyes and feel the gurgling sound of the stream. This sound isn't loud, yet it's full of the rhythm of life. It's like countless tiny notes, gently skipping and rubbing over smooth stones and small pebbles. The night breeze, no longer carrying the heat of the day, becomes cooler and more pleasant. It gently brushes your arms, your cheeks, bringing with it the dampness of dew and a slight chill, but not cold. This touch makes you feel comfortable and closer to nature. You can even sense that the humidity in the air is gradually increasing, foreshadowing the arrival of dewdrops and indicating that the forest is about to enter its most tranquil moments. Your whole body also begins to relax. You can almost hear the water sometimes cascading cheerfully, making a crisp ding-dong sound as it encounters tiny obstacles. At other times, it flows gently, creating a whoosh-whoosh whisper over a flat riverbed. This stream is the lifeblood of the forest. It winds its way down from higher ground, nourishing every inch of land and every plant along its path. It carries the secrets of the forest and messages from afar. Its sound is so continuous, so rhythmic, as if it's the heartbeat of the forest, never stopping. Listening to this murmuring water, your breathing also becomes deep and steady, and your heartbeat slows, entering a harmonious state that synchronizes with nature. You can even imagine the stream's form. It might be narrow, with water so clear you can see the bottom, where fish swim freely. It might wind and twist, passing through tall trees, sparkling with silver light under the moonlight. The sound of flowing water carries pure energy. It cleanses the impurities of the forest and also purifies your soul. It brings you a sense of flowing calm, a sense of unending vitality. And when the stream finally merges into a calm lake, the sound becomes even deeper and broader. The lake's surface in the night is like a vast dark mirror, reflecting the expansive starry sky and the bright moonlight. Along the lake's edge, water gently laps against the shore, making a subtle shush sound. That sound is gentler and more regular than the gurgle of the stream, carrying a soothing rhythm. In the center of the lake, perhaps only the gentle breeze brushing the water's surface stirs up the tiny sound of ripples. This sound is so faint that you barely perceive its existence. But it is there, telling you that even beneath the calmest surface, life never ceases. It brings you a sense of vast tranquility, a sense of boundless peace. The stillness of the lake carries a profound wisdom. It is like a contemplative being, quietly embracing everything, reflecting the beauty of the sky. It reminds you that inner peace, like a lake, needs to be able to contain all disturbances and ultimately return to a calm surface. The murmur of water, whether the gurgle of streams or the stillness of lakes, carries a natural healing power. It can dispel your agitation and soothe your anxieties. It makes you feel surrounded by the gentleness of water, as if you were in a pure spa. This sound is so pure, so natural, it has no artificial traces, only nature's most authentic gift. Let these murmurs of water be your guide into deep sleep. Their regularity and purity will help your brain enter a meditative state. You no longer need to think about anything. Just listen quietly, feel quietly. Each water sound seems to be gently telling you, let go, relax, everything is good. Feel this gift from nature. Feel this harmony of flow and stillness. Let your breath become as clear and calm as flowing water, and let your heartbeat become as regular and stable as water ripples. Amidst these gurgling and peaceful sounds, you will gradually enter a dream world full of tranquility and vitality. Night deepens, and the sounds of wind, water, insects, and dripping dew gradually become more harmonious. At this moment, let's focus our attention on the most majestic presences in this ancient forest, the trees. They are the backbone of the forest, symbols of life, and their vitality in the night exudes a profound and resilient power. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing among these tall and ancient trees. You may not hear their voices, but you can truly feel their silent presence, their majestic yet serene aura. First, let's imagine the root systems of the trees. In the dark earth, they extend silently in all directions. The thick roots, like countless strong arms, tightly grip the soil, firmly anchoring the large trees to the ground. And the fine rootlets, like myriad sensitive feelers, continuously penetrate the soil, drawing in water and nutrients. You can almost feel these roots silently working underground. They are the source of life for the forest, a bridge connecting the earth and the sky. These root systems are intricately interconnected, forming a vast and complex network underground. They communicate with each other, share resources, and collectively support the entire forest ecosystem. This invisible connection is the secret to the forest's thriving. As you imagine these roots silently extending underground, you will feel a powerful and stable force, a force so resilient and so full of vitality. Looking up, you see the tall tree trunks. They appear so straight and dignified in the night. You can almost feel yourself merging with this forest. All external disturbances have receded, leaving only the breath of the forest, your own breath, and an unprecedented sense of calmness. This calm is not empty, it's full of life. It makes you realize that even in darkness, life never stops. It just exists in a different way, a more introverted, more mysterious way. At this moment, you don't need to think, you don't need to analyze, you just need to feel. Some trunks might be covered with the marks of time, their rough bark edged with lines of varying depths, imprints left by wind, frost, rain, and snow, and testimonies to the passage of time. You can almost feel the slow flow of sap within the trunks, the lifeblood that, even in the silent night, continues to be silently transported upward, nourishing every leaf. This slow and continuous life activity brings you a deep sense of tranquility, and when your gaze finally rests on the tree canopies, you will feel a sense of powerful shelter. The layers of leaves, under the moonlight, form a huge natural barrier. During the day, they absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. At night, they are like open arms, providing gentle shelter for everything beneath. Small animals sleep peacefully among the branches, birds rest in their nests, and even dew collects under the canopy's protection. You can almost feel yourself being gently embraced and protected beneath this vast canopy. The canopy above, like a giant green blanket, shields you from the clamor of the world, leaving only pure serenity. This sense of shelter brings a deep feeling of security, making you feel warm and cared for. These ancient trees are not just part of the forest, they are living history themselves. They have witnessed countless changes of seasons, countless births and deaths. They are symbols of wisdom and the embodiment of longevity. Their presence makes you feel a power beyond time, an eternal peace. Listen to the silent breath of this forest. Feel the resilient vitality of the trees. They need no words, yet through their existence, they tell you the most profound truths about life, about peace, about nature. This feeling is so pure, so healing. It allows you to shed all burdens and immerse yourself in the tranquility of being embraced by ancient life. Let the majesty and serenity of these trees guide you into deep sleep. Their stability and resilience will help your body and mind relax completely. You no longer need to think about anything. Just quietly feel, quietly be surrounded by this power and peace from ancient life. Under the shelter of the trees, you will gradually sink into a dream filled with security and peace. Night has deepened, and every corner of the forest is immersed in a profound and layered silence. This silence is not emptiness. Rather, it is a silence filled with the resonance of life. It brings together all the sounds we've experienced before: the whisper of the wind, the rustle of leaves, the soft murmurs of nocturnal creatures, the drip of dew, the fragrance of the earth, and the gurgle of streams, and the stillness of lakes. All of these now merge into an invisible chord, gently echoing through the forest. Now, please gather all these sensory experiences. Let your hearing, your sense of smell, your touch, and even your inner perception completely merge with this forest. You are no longer an observer. You have become part of this nocturnal forest. You feel the wind still gently blowing, passing through layers of leaves, emitting a continuous and tender rustle. This sound now no longer feels like an independent entity, but rather synchronizes and resonates with your own breath. Each time you inhale, you feel as if you are drawing in the freshness and vitality of the forest. Each time you exhale, you feel as if you are gently releasing all worries into the night. Your breathing becomes deep, steady, and rhythmic, perfectly aligning with the wind's rhythm. The subtle sounds of those small animals now become clearer yet more distant. Perhaps a small insect rustles through the grass. Perhaps a night bird sings softly in the distance. These sounds no longer disturb your peace. Instead, they are like tiny brushstrokes on a canvas, making this tranquil painting more vivid. They remind you that life in the night exists in a more introverted, more harmonious way, and you are right there, amidst it all. You can even hear the crisp sound of dew falling. One drop, then another. They fall regularly yet randomly, like strings of beads gently sliding down through the night air. Each drip drop feels like it's keeping time for you, telling you that time is slowly flowing, and you are immersed in this gentle flow of time. These sounds bring you a pure sense of cleansing, as if all fatigue is being carried away by these clear water droplets. The mixed fragrance of earth and plants now becomes even richer and more profound. It permeates the air, becoming the backdrop for your breathing. Feel the coming of night. Feel the gentle caress of the wind. Feel the fragrance of the earth. Feel the freshness of the dew. Your body and mind are slowly sinking into this ancient forest, entering a serene world woven from sensations. There is no urban noise here, no worries to trouble you, only the gentle embrace of nature. You can almost hear the voice of your inner self, slowly calming down, reaching a harmonious resonance with the breath of the forest. This scent carries an ancient yet healing power, making you feel intimately connected to the earth, feeling embraced by a primitive, unstable energy. It cleanses your thoughts, making your mind as pure and calm as this earth. The gurgle of the stream echoes gently in the distance, like an unending lullaby, adding a flowing tranquility to the forest night. And the stillness of the lake gives you a sense of boundless peace, reminding you that inner peace, like a lake, needs to be able to contain all disturbances, ultimately returning to a calm surface. All these sounds, all these sensory experiences, now converge to form a wonderful resonance. You are no longer just listening with your ears, but using your entire body, your full consciousness, to feel the forest's deep breath. This feeling transcends language, transcends thought. It is a direct experience, a feeling of complete integration with nature. In this integration, you will find that the stillness deep within you also perfectly aligns with the silence of the forest. The restless agitation, the worries of the day, all gradually dissipate, replaced by an unprecedented peace and serenity. You feel as if you are floating in midair, gently lifted by the forest's tender embrace. This is not just the quietness of the environment, it is the quietness of the soul. It gives you the opportunity to converse with your inner self, to connect with your true self. In this silence, you are no longer disturbed by external stimuli. Your thoughts become crystal clear, like a calm lake reflecting the starry sky. Let the echo of this forest, this resonance in silence, guide you into the deepest sleep. It is an invitation to let go of everything, simply to exist, simply to feel. It will gently envelop you, allowing you to find your true resting place in the purest tranquility. In the profound silence, time seems to stand still. However, even in the deepest night, the footsteps of dawn always approach quietly. Now, please turn your attention to the distant horizon and feel the prelude to hope that is about to begin. Through the gaps in the leaves, you might notice that the pure black of the night sky is gradually lightening. In the east, an extremely faint, grayish-blue band of light is subtly emerging. It's not the dazzling sun, but the first glimmer of dawn, carrying a gentle yet firm power. This faint light is a signal that the night is ending, and a new day is about to begin. As time passes, that grayish-blue light band will gradually become brighter and wider. It slowly spreads upwards, painting the deep night sky with a pale pink or orange hue. This transition of colors is so delicate and slow. There is no sudden burst, only a progressive gentleness. You can almost see nature cautiously, step by step, awakening from its slumber. Even though the light remains faint, the forest's atmosphere begins to subtly change. That deep sense of dampness starts to feel fresher, as if carrying the scent of morning dew. In the air, you might vaguely hear the first bird song, a sound that might be a bit husky, a bit tentative, but it is so full of life, indicating that the vitality of day is about to return. This first bird song is so pure and full of hope. It gently breaks the night's silence, yet brings more peace. You feel that the earth beneath your feet also seems to become warmer and softer, because the sunlight will soon illuminate the land again, and the soil will reabsorb energy. You can imagine that dewdrops are still sparkling on the leaves, but in their light, there's already a hint of golden shimmer, which is the rising sun, greeting them. This first light of dawn brings a profound healing power. It tells you that no matter how long the night, light will always come. It makes you feel a power of rebirth, an endless hope of renewal. All your fatigue, all your worries, will be gently carried away by this faint light, leaving only pure tranquility and serenity. This feeling is as if your soul has been cleansed through the entire night, and now it has become crystal clear. You feel yourself nourished and restored by the power of nature. The thoughts that once troubled you now seem distant and blurred, replaced by a peaceful yet hopeful state of mind. You don't need to open your eyes to greet this light. Just feel it with your heart. Feel its warmth, feel its gentleness, feel the endless hope it brings. This feeling is like lying on a bed of soft moss, covered by a blanket woven from starlight and moonlight. Everything around you is whispering, but that whispering is not noisy. Instead, it's like a gentle lullaby, caressing your ears and leading you into a deeper level of relaxation. Your awareness begins to blur, your thoughts become ethereal, and you feel yourself being gently lifted by an invisible force, moving towards deeper tranquility. This is just the beginning. Let your breath synchronize with this gradually brightening dawn, and let your heartbeat resonate with the awakening earth. In the first light of dawn, you will discover that true peace is not emptiness, but is filled with vitality and hope. It lets you know that even in the deepest night, there is always a light waiting for you in the distance. This light is not to wake you up, but to gently guide you into a deeper, sweeter dream. Now, you have experienced the entire night of the ancient forest. From the descent of night to the first light of dawn, every sound, every scent, every sensation has led you into a deeper tranquility. You are gently enveloped by nature, soothed by its breath. Good night, may you be gently embraced by the breath of the ancient forest tonight, and soothed by the first light of dawn. May you enter a sweet dream filled with hope and healing, and awaken refreshed in body and mind.